YouTube, what is poppin'? How you guys doing today? I hope everybody's doing well. Out here in McGee-Rise today with my baby girl. I love her so much. She's dirty. She's dirty. But I love her. Anyway. Alright, so getting some shit done, man. I kind of took some time off from work. Well, I worked this anyway. Been working, been roofing, but took some time off and got myself back into my garage. I'm trying just to hurry up and get my firewall done. I want to get this done. I started it Thursday of last week. I damn near got it done by Sunday. I'm getting back in the garage today. So this is where I'm at, starting from, I think I got like 2.5 days in on it, in between all the bullshit that I had going on. So this is what I got. Kind of show you guys the steps. This is kind of perfect time because I can show you guys what I've done, what I'm doing, how it was done, and all that jazz. Look at that, I zoomed out instead of zooming in first. That's a first. Anyway, all right, so this all started as that templates up there. Those are pieces of poster board. Just little pieces of poster board. Here's a couple of templates for these right here for, gosh darn it. These right here are for the side of the door where, see how that's missing there? I'm gonna be putting some strips in there, and that's gonna fill in that hole on this right side here and down this wall and up behind this panel here. So everything will be one back here along with this door pillar. This is all gonna be all one nice molded area here. I'm gonna have to use some body filler, of course, because I'm not perfect with this metal by any daggum means. But, you know, I'm not gonna say that I'm not perfect, but this thing turned out like perfect. I ain't mad. As you can see, that's the motor recesses back in there, so I had to bring that back out and whatnot. But you're looking here at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different pieces of metal is what this came in as. So this is 2 here. Got 2 pieces here, 1, 2, and then down here you got 1, 2. These are 3 bends that come to a point up here because this bar is round, and then we got a seam that comes right down in here. Now I did not butt weld those. Used my bead roller with the stepping die in it, and I stepped my seams, and then I spot welded them all together. So you can see the spot welds. This is actually welded. So this is how I do it. Okay, I dollied the metal around this pipe all the way around there, so kind of lace, you know, nice and flat. And I clamp it, and then I spot weld it, and I'm clamping the spot weld, clamping the spot weld, clamping the spot weld, right? My cleeks. If you guys don't mess with cleeks, it's called Clecos. All right. They hold all this together. As you can see, this is better than clamps. Okay, this holds it exactly like you were gonna screw it in. See, those are there. That's what's holding this all together. I keep everything with cleeks, and then I weld it all up, and then whenever I get to those cleeks, I pull them out, put a weld in it. So those work really well. Okay, you can get those things. The pair of pliers that you use for them are like $7 or $8. This is a pair of Cleco pliers right here. Okay, you just put the Cleco in the pliers though, and bam, the Cleco works. See how that expands when it comes out, gets skinny, expands, holds it tight. Okay, those things are great. If you ain't got some in your toolbox, get you about 40 of those Clecos. These are the Clecos. These are 1/8 inch, okay? So you drill an 1/8 inch hole, your 1/8 inch Cleco goes in it. They also have 1/4 inch Clecos. I turned into a Cleco video all of a sudden, but these are 1/4 inch Clecos. So you can see the head's a 1/4 inch, so you get you a 1/4 inch bit, drill you a 1/4 inch hole, now you got you a Cleco to hold it. So they make 2 different sizes of these, and of course 1/4 inch is more your heavier shit, you know, you need something with a little more strength. But they make a job a lot easier than using hand clamps and all kinds of shit. For instance, I mean, you really can't get hand clamps on a lot of this stuff unless you got a really nice set of, you know, something like those or these here, something like this. You know, you need clamps like that. But that there, these things make the job go a lot easier. Okay, so anyway, it holds it in where it's supposed to be. So yada yada yada. So the way I did it, spot welded. As you can see, those are my spots, my spot welders. Okay, they're all spot welds, which I haven't ground yet. Okay, my grinding disc went dead on me, so I stopped. A little tip, something I found out myself here. Okay, the coarser, the more coarse that your grinding disc is, okay, the less friction it causes. Okay, I know that sounds crazy as shit, but it's God's honest truth, okay? The less grit in the sandpaper, like a 36 grit flap wheel, creates less heat than an 80 grit flat wheel, okay? Because you got more surface area there, you're getting more friction built up, and it's making that heat, okay? So when you're grinding these things, they can get hot just like you're welding them, if not hotter, okay? So the more grit you use to burn them down, the better. They don't get as hot, all right? I've noticed that because when I ran out of my 36 grit flap wheel, I come over here and started to do these, and I could feel the fucking heat. Sorry, pardon my language. I'm gonna start working on my cussing. I could feel the heat actually in the panel, and I had my fan. Okay, this was something else because my floors. The reason I did all this is because my floors were beautiful when I put them in. Welded them in, no warps, no popping, no pinging, and then I started grinding, and now I got warpage in my damn floor. You see what I'm saying? So what? I don't care. All right, I don't care about that shit. This is a race car. But I didn't want that on my firewall. I didn't want it to get all wavy, and then I have to butter the whole damn thing up with Bondo to flatten it out. So I put. I'll show you guys this. I put a fan, this little Milwaukee fan. I take this with me to the races and have it blowing on me while I'm watching the races. But I just had this fan, which you wouldn't think would do a great job, right? Baloney, okay? I had this blowing on the back of this panel while I was grinding, and man, it kept it cool as a dude, okay, until I switched to that other grit. So like I was telling you, the less grit in your flap wheel, the less heat it produces. Now, it still can get hot, okay, but not as quick. So you just kind of burn. Anyway, that's my tip for the day, okay? So anyway, I grind them all off, and then like I say, you can't even really tell that seam's got welds in it. You know what I mean? All this up here been welded and ground. Of course, I had to weld and grind these first because I didn't want to close myself out whenever I was putting this one in. Okay, so I grinded all these up here first just to make sure in case I got crazy and wanted to weld this top piece in. But got all that done. I'm just gonna yada 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 get this. So the reason this is missing, my distributor sits right here. I'm using a crab cap distributor because I got a crank trigger, okay, instead of running it off of the distributor timing. All right, so it goes a little bit past this wall. So all I got to do is just put the metal on the back side of the bar, I believe, which I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the distributor week or two here, saving up some money and getting that distributor, and then I'm gonna put the motor block back in with the intake on it and the distributor, and make sure that I don't need to dome this or box it out, you know, something to bring this out a little bit instead of just being flush with the bar. I'm not for sure yet, so kind of waiting on that. But the lower hole is where transmission goes, okay, and the mid-engine plate. All right, so I've got an old mid-engine plate and I got a new one. Here's my new one. That's my new one. I got to trim it. I gotta cut that out, okay? I'm looking for my old one. There it is. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the mid-engine plate in there, and the new one is gonna come out here and then up around this edge, just right around it, and across here, and then back down, okay? And that'll close in my bottom firewall, okay? So I'm all closed in there, trans tunnel on the inside, this here. So anyway, yep, she's a-coming along. We get this here firewall in here, I ain't got a whole lot to do. I mean, I do got quite a bit to do, but it ain't nothing. I mean, it's not, this here is what I consider time consuming shit. Okay, this eats my life, this shit. Okay, this bending metal and poking or punching 150 to 300 holes in the metal, and then spot welding them and grinding them and body work and all this shit. Okay, I got like 2 weeks left in this damn firewall, I bet. Once I get that done, then it's rope-a-dope time, man. Transmission tunnel cover, that's just bending my aluminum over there, okay? I can do that in probably an hour, all right? I'll have that bent, throw some zoots in the son of a gun. I've already got the plate that goes here. I got a plate that goes on the back side, which is like this. That's the framing that tunnel's gonna sit on. And there's framing that goes all the way around this. Connects to that, and it's completely closed in. So this is ready. And then I just got to put a new set of tubs in and a couple of pieces of aluminum up the back, which I've already got the templates for because there was already metal there. I just don't want to, I'm already putting all this new shit in there, so why not throw new tubs in there? They're a friggin' $100 a piece for new tubs, which tubs are the wheel tubs, for you guys don't know, the wheel tubs. These big ass aluminum things. These are just what keep tires, you know, closed off, okay? So I've already got all this made back here too, by the way. I got all this that's gonna cover my fuel cell and my battery. This all back here is done. So my trunk area, it's completely done. I mean, I'm keeping I'm gonna reuse the metal that was back here. It closes off from right here, as you can see. It closes off and goes straight to these tubs and completely closes this trunk off, okay? So I'm reusing the inside of here, except for what I had to rebuild around this to close it and everything. But I've just got 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces of aluminum to make, and the inside of this thing, for as far as metal, is done. All right, I got the car basically built. All right, I got a radiator that's in the shopping cart that I got the money for. I just gotta fucking do it. But $750. So most important part of a race car is keeping some bitch cool. I think that's one of the most, that lubricated, keep oil in the fucker and make sure she ain't overheating. So I want to keep it cool. So I'm gonna buy a nice radiator for this thing. It's 22 inches wide. It's a single core that's 42. It's basically one core that's as wide as that son of a gun, big old huge. It's a double pass. Comes with an aluminum shroud and a fan. Nice. So I think I'm gonna buy it and then I'm gonna mount that in there. But after that, well, have got the car built. I mean, this is all built. This is done. Steering column, shocks. This shit's done. This is done. Rear end's done. Shifters, all that shit's done. I mean, everything is done. So once I get all the aluminum in her, all the body work done, strip it all apart, paint some bitch, put it back together, and throw some wiring in it. I'm there. But this was another thing I ain't talked about. This is something I decided I was going to do. But I couldn't find a good spot to really break this firewall because this was all completely cut out. Why? I have no idea why they would cut that, but they did, and it sucked. So I was like, dude, I got to fill that. So I went ahead. This bottom one is just a straight piece. It doesn't have the curvature in it. I'm going to make the front do it a little bit. I'm going to make the front do a little bit of the curve because, as you can see, lining her up, it's got a round top to it. So I put a piece of bar in here to give it that roundness. And I'm going to Put me a little bit of metal up there. I use my roll bar to get that curvature there. If you don't need a sharp bend, these right here are the greatest thing since sliced bread. And I ain't shitting you. Take about 6 of these clamps, or however many you need. Okay, I've spaced it out about every 3 inches. But I take those clamps right there and I clamp it to the bar to kind of hold it straight. And then I just start to work it with my hand, you know, just kind of bending a little bit. Now, 20 gauge steel, okay, is what we're talking. All right, 20, 22 gauge, it'll do it. But you can use this bar to get you some curvature, and that's what I'm going to use, is that 1 5/8 bar to get this curvature right here. I'm going to bring it down, but this is going to be one piece to this bar, and then this is going to be another piece, which I'm going to completely make this identical. So I'm hoping, which the way everything else has been working out, okay, it's fucking going to do what I'm saying it's going to do. But I'm going to completely fill this completely in here. This is just long. As you can see, that's getting cut right there. I just haven't cut it. I'm lazy. I'm going to completely fill this in, and this will not have a hole anymore. So, anyway. See, update on the old race car. Hoping to get this thing done, man. Like I say, doors, window glass, door skins or the door panels are done. I've even got the limiters for the door. These are actually set. I mean, I got to turn this around because I fucked up and put this on upside down like a fool. The other side's right. Yeah, the other side's right. This side here is backwards. So I'm gonna flip that back. But anyway, these are all, I mean, this is actually the length of the freaking door, so that's stopping it before it hits and all that stuff. So yep, I mean, like I say, the doors go right back on the cars. These were set. I got to take them off because I'll do a little bit of welding here, but these were set. So I mean, all basically I had to do is put the friggin' doors back on the car and it was fine, but now I got to reset. Anyway, I could talk all day about this thing. It's time for me to get to work. Like I say in all my videos, pick up that Bible. Don't be scared of it. It ain't lying to you. It ain't make-believe. It ain't magic, okay? I don't tell many people this, okay? But I tell the ones I love, don't pray when you need something and expect for it to happen, if that is the only time that you talk to that man. If I was a friend of yours and the only time that I talked to you was when you needed me, I really wouldn't want to talk to you. You get what I'm saying? So I'm a full believer that you need to pray morning and night, okay? Do your little reading in between there, all right? Ain't nothing wrong with it. If anybody has something to say about that to you, the man upstairs will have his day. So no worries. But like I say, don't be scared of it. Pick it up, okay? It's the truth, and it will make your life better, okay? And when you talk to him every day, he talks back, and he helps. For instance, roofer. I'm a roofer. I'm no race car builder. And this doesn't look professional. I won't say that this looks any better than Joe Blow, who could do it just like I can, right? But it's getting done. And that shows to me if there's a greater hand here, okay? Somebody's helping me through, okay? Giving me this knowledge. So anyway, grab a neighbor, help them out, hug everybody that you know, tell them you love them. So anyway, other than that, guys, peace and chicken grease.